But with conservation, the main ones, somewhere around 2/3 of our oil goes into transportation. More efficient engines and vehicles is crucial. We have increased our consumption from the late 1980s when our CAFE standards were reducing vehicle consumption. We've gone back to increasing average vehicle consumption in the last 2 decades, largely due to sport utility vehicles. It doesn't make a lick of sense.
General Motors had a working 80-mile-per-gallon 5-seat sedan in 2000, the Precept. But instead of investing in the production of the Precept and fuel-efficient vehicles along its line, the company chose to invest in gas-guzzling SUVs instead, and is now facing junk bond status as people are choosing more efficient vehicles from wiser companies.
It's very clear. So, vehicle conservation, then you have broadly the whole range of alternative fuels, fuel sources that become more attractive as oil prices go up. What about harnessing solar?
Just a small fraction of our south-facing rooftops in America can meet all of our energy needs, including transportation. Solar voltaic cells produce electricity, a high grade of energy that can run cars up to 400 miles before being recharged, as well as trains. Wind is also a viable source of energy. North Dakota and South Dakota alone can supply 4 times the energy needs of the United States through wind energy. New wind generators can power 3,000 homes, so it does not take that many of them. Again, this electricity can be used to power all of our transportation as well as our other energy needs, eliminating the need to drill in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. If we would invest the money that the United States is spending annually on the war in Iraq on renewable energy sources, we can meet all of our energy needs through efficiency, solar, wind, and biofuels within 2 decades. Doing this would solve the climate change crisis, which is destined to be the #1 issue of our time.
Since I was very small, my grandmother told me out on the land that you have this responsibility to protect Crow Flats, the land, the water, and the wildlife that we as Gwich'in people need to survive. You have that responsibility first and foremost, and you accomplish that. And she gave me hard teachings. I wanted to do other things, but she gave me hard teachings and hard guidance before she left this world. So I've tried my best to fulfill that. And in that, protecting the caribou herd was one of them. I've spoken our House of Commons to hundreds of youth delegation. I've been on almost every major television programming to speak about the importance of this herd. I've written letters to the Prime Minister. I've written letters to the premiers, to the chiefs. I've went on lobby tours. I went on educational tours in the South. I've done everything that I possibly could do. I'd love to do more, but obviously, you just can't do everything. But I've tried to do the best that I can so that I can tell my children when they grow up, if this battle is ever on, here's what your father has done, so that they can carry the torch. And it's like that with many other families, in Oak Crow. The children are brought up that this battle is going on and how important it is, and be prepared to be called upon sometimes to go down and help and sacrifice. A lot of our people have sacrificed time, money, their jobs, leaving their families, leaving their culture, their food, their safety for this fight. And hopefully in the end it'll be all worth it.
Our message is very simple. All we ask is that there be no oil and gas drilling in the core calving grounds of the Porcupine Caribou herd, that there be no development in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, so that our people can live, so that the future generation of the Gwich'in people can experience and have the same kind of life that we have today.